Effective practices for teaching vocabulary and comprehension. Learning to read is a complex process. It is not something that humans do naturally, like learning how to talk or walk. Teachers must have expertise in teaching phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension strategies. In addition, teachers must understand how these components work together for successful reading. As reading researcher Dr. Louisa Motes has written, teaching reading really is rocket science. These components of reading can be grouped into two main areas: word reading and comprehension. This video will focus on effective strategies that teachers can use to help students master new vocabulary and comprehend text. Let's take a look at some of the strategies teachers can add to their toolbox to teach these skills successfully. Students learn vocabulary passively through rich oral language experiences and wide reading. However, they also require explicit instruction in academic vocabulary. Academic vocabulary and language skills are the words and grammar used in academic settings that students may not naturally learn outside of school. To help students acquire academic vocabulary, offer rich and robust instruction of academic vocabulary in text. For example, one instructional routine involves activities before, during, and after reading a new text. Before reading, select words from the text and develop student-friendly definitions of these words. Choose words that are used in a variety of subject areas and are likely to be unfamiliar to students. During reading, use context and student-friendly definitions to briefly explain the word and use it in an example sentence. After reading, review the target word and provide opportunities for students to practice using the word. Throughout the year, review the target word regularly and support students in using the word. In addition to offering explicit vocabulary instruction in the context of reading activities, it is important to clarify and reinforce the meaning of academic vocabulary. Graphic organizers are one way to help students solidify their knowledge of academic vocabulary. Here is an example of an instructional strategy for reinforcing the meaning of a word. The teacher can have students make a word map to help students develop a strong understanding of the word. In this strategy, the teacher is encouraging deep processing of the vocabulary word and helping reinforce the word's meaning by helping students think of synonyms, antonyms, examples, and non-examples. The teacher could also use pictures, objects, or gestures to reinforce the meaning of the word. Reading comprehension builds on skills in multiple areas, including reading fluency, word knowledge and recognition, vocabulary, comprehension strategies, and motivation. To help students understand what they read, explicitly teach students to use comprehension strategies. Students who struggle with reading will not develop effective or efficient strategies on their own. Comprehension strategies are ways of thinking that help readers understand the information in a text. Comprehension strategies include the following: monitoring comprehension, predicting, recognizing text structure, asking questions, answering questions, visualizing, summarizing. Here is an example of how a teacher may use explicit instruction and a gradual release of responsibility to teach a comprehension strategy. This routine involves modeling and guided practice. Begin by explicitly modeling how to make predictions. Next, provide guided practice with a just right amount of support. This includes gradually releasing responsibility to students. The teacher can guide students through this process and offer corrective feedback as needed until students are ready for independent practice. Another important part of comprehension instruction is guiding students through discussion of the meaning of text. Plan for text-based discussions by developing higher-order questions that encourage students to think deeply. As students become more skilled in discussing text, provide opportunities for peer-led discussions. Teaching reading really is rocket science. Students require explicit instruction in both vocabulary and comprehension to become successful readers. Both vocabulary and comprehension strategies help students understand and make meaning of the text they are listening to or reading. When students can decode words fluently and have strong vocabulary and comprehension skills, they are poised for reading success. To learn more about effective instructional practices for teaching reading, check out the What Works Clearinghouse Practice Guides, Improving Reading Comprehension in Kindergarten through 3rd Grade, and Foundational Skills to Support Reading for Understanding in Kindergarten through 3rd Grade. And check out the other videos in this series from the Delaware Department of Education.